Chances are you've tried adding something healthy to your routine, a new food, a vitamin, and after a few weeks, you thought to yourself, is this actually doing anything? It's a common and perfectly valid frustration. The truth is, sometimes the most powerful natural compounds in our food have a secret weakness, a locked door that prevents them from getting where they need to go in our bodies. Many of you have heard about the golden spice, turmeric, and its remarkable potential for soothing stiff joints and calming inflammation. But what most people are never told is that the body struggles to absorb its key healing ingredient. It's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. Today, we are going to fix that leak. I will show you one simple, science-backed ingredient, likely already in your kitchen cabinet, that unlocks turmeric's full power. We'll go over not just the what, but the simple why behind how it works, and I'll demonstrate a few incredibly easy ways to make it part of your daily life. This is about making your healthy efforts count, and it all starts with one tiny pinch. Hello, I'm Dr. Daniel Bennett, and my goal here is to offer clear, science-based health guidance that you can actually use. We're building a community of people who want to age with strength and understanding. If that sounds like something you'd value, I warmly invite you to subscribe and join our conversation in the comments. We're so glad you're here. Let's begin with the star of our show, turmeric. This beautiful, bright yellow spice has been used for thousands of years, not just for its color and flavor, but for its medicinal properties. The real magic inside turmeric comes from a group of compounds called curcuminoids, with the most important one being curcumin. Think of curcumin as the lead actor in a play. It's the one doing most of the important work. Extensive research suggests that curcumin is a powerful anti-inflammatory. This is incredibly relevant for us because a state of quiet, chronic inflammation is now understood to be a major driver behind many of the health challenges we face as we get older, from achy joints to concerns about heart and brain health. But here's the problem we need to solve. When you eat turmeric on its own, very little of that wonderful curcumin actually makes it into your bloodstream to do its job. It arrives in your digestive system, but before it can get to work, it faces a major hurdle in your liver. Your liver acts like a highly efficient processing plant for everything you consume. It has a job to do: neutralize and get rid of foreign substances. To your liver, curcumin looks like one of those substances. So, it rapidly metabolizes it and prepares it for excretion. This process is so fast that the vast majority of the curcumin you eat is gone before it ever has a chance to circulate through your body and help calm inflammation. It's a classic case of poor bioavailability, which is just a scientific term for how much of a substance is actually absorbed and used by the body. So, for years, people have been adding turmeric to their foods, hoping for the best, but unknowingly getting only a tiny fraction of its potential benefit. It's like sending a helpful letter but having it thrown away before it reaches its destination. Fortunately, science has discovered a simple, elegant, and very inexpensive mail carrier that ensures the letter gets delivered every single time. That mail carrier is black pepper. It sounds almost too simple to be true, but the science is remarkably clear on this. The key is a compound in black pepper called piperine. Piperine is what gives pepper its characteristic pungent bite. But its real talent lies in what it does to the liver's processing system. Remember how the liver rapidly breaks down and eliminates curcumin? Well, piperine essentially tells the liver to take a short break from that specific task. It temporarily inhibits the very metabolic pathways that are responsible for neutralizing curcumin. It doesn't shut the liver down, not at all. It just acts as a friendly distraction, allowing the curcumin to slip past the processing plant, bypass that early breakdown, and enter the bloodstream in much higher concentrations. The results are not just small, they are staggering. Studies have shown that combining even a small amount of black pepper with turmeric can increase the bioavailability of curcumin by up to 2,000%. That is not a typo. 2,000%. This means you aren't just getting a little more of the benefit. You are unlocking a therapeutic potential that was otherwise completely inaccessible. That leaky bucket we talked about. The piperine in black pepper patches the hole. The letter that was being thrown away. Piperine ensures it is hand-delivered, read, and understood by your body. This simple pairing transforms turmeric from a simple flavoring spice into a potent, functional food. This is the foundation, and now, let's build on it with practical ways to make this work for you today. Knowing the why is empowering, but the how is what changes our health. Let's make this incredibly practical. The good news is you don't need complicated formulas or precise measurements. The effective ratio is very forgiving. A good rule of thumb is to use about 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder with about a quarter teaspoon of ground black pepper. But honestly, for daily use, just think of it as a generous sprinkle of turmeric and a confident pinch of black pepper. You don't need to overdo the pepper. A small amount is all it takes for the piperine to work its magic. Let's talk about a third ingredient that completes this powerful trio, a healthy fat. Curcumin is fat-soluble, which means it dissolves in fat rather than water. When you consume it with a source of fat, it's absorbed more easily through the intestinal wall and into the body. It's like giving the curcumin a comfortable vehicle to ride in. So, the golden formula is simple: turmeric plus black pepper plus a healthy fat. Where can you put this into practice? Let's start with breakfast. If you enjoy eggs in the morning, you have the perfect opportunity. Eggs naturally contain healthy fats in their yolks. As you're scrambling or making an omelet, simply sprinkle in your turmeric and a pinch of black pepper. The mild, earthy flavor of turmeric pairs beautifully with eggs, and the pepper adds a familiar warmth. You've just turned your breakfast into a powerful anti-inflammatory meal. Another wonderful place for this combination is in soups and stews. Think about a warm lentil soup, a chicken vegetable soup, or a hearty bean chili. These dishes are simmering cauldrons of nutrition. As the soup is simmering, stir in your teaspoon of turmeric and a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. If the soup contains olive oil, coconut milk, or is made with a meat broth, you've already got your healthy fat included. It will add a beautiful golden color and a subtle depth of flavor you'll barely notice. If this simple tip is already making sense to you, tapping that subscribe button ensures you won't miss our next video, where we'll explore another easy habit for better heart health. For those who enjoy a warm beverage, you can create a simple golden milk latte. In a small saucepan, gently warm up a cup of milk. Dairy or a plant-based milk like almond or coconut milk works wonderfully. Stir in a half to a full teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and maybe a dash of cinnamon or ginger for extra flavor. If you like, a tiny bit of honey or maple syrup can be added. The fats in the milk will help with absorption, and it creates a soothing, comforting drink for the evening. You can even add it to a smoothie. If you're blending up fruits, vegetables, and maybe some yogurt or avocado, you already have the fat source covered. A spoonful of turmeric and a pinch of pepper can be added right in. The other flavors in the smoothie will easily mask the taste. This is a great option for those who may be more sensitive to the flavor of turmeric. The key here is consistency. To get the anti-inflammatory benefits, this isn't a once-a-week habit. It's a small thing, done daily. Pick one meal, the one that's easiest for you, and make it your turmeric meal. For some, it's the eggs at breakfast. For others, it's their lunchtime soup. Making it a consistent ritual is what allows the curcumin to accumulate and provide a steady, calming effect on your body's inflammatory processes. Now feels like a good time to clear up a common myth. Many people believe that if a little is good, a lot must be better. they might be tempted to start taking huge spoonfuls of turmeric. This is not necessary and can sometimes lead to digestive upset. The goal isn't to overwhelm your system. The goal is consistent, enhanced absorption. A teaspoon of turmeric, activated by a pinch of pepper, taken daily, is a much more effective and sustainable strategy than taking a huge amount sporadically. Gentle, consistent support is the name of the game. So we've established how to unlock turmeric's power. But let's take a moment to understand exactly what we're trying to influence. This thing called inflammation. The word is used a lot, but the concept can be a bit fuzzy. Think of it this way. Acute inflammation is a good thing. It's your body's first responder. When you cut your finger, the area gets red, warm, and swollen. That's your immune system rushing to the scene to fight off germs and begin the healing process. It's a temporary, powerful, and life-saving response. Once the threat is gone, the inflammation is supposed to switch off. The problem for many of us, as we age, is something called chronic, low-grade inflammation. This is different. Imagine that first responder system never fully switching off. It's like an engine in your car that's always idling just a little too high, day in and day out. It's not a 5-alarm fire. It's a quiet, persistent smoldering that, over years and decades, can wear down the very systems it's designed to protect. This low-level smoldering can manifest in ways we often just call getting older. It can contribute to the stiffness and discomfort in our joints, like in osteoarthritis. It can play a role in the health of our blood vessels, which is critical for maintaining healthy blood pressure and cardiovascular function. Emerging research also strongly links chronic inflammation to changes in brain health and cognitive function, sometimes showing up as that feeling of mental fog or slower recall. This isn't meant to be alarming. It's meant to be empowering. Because if we know that this low-grade fire is a contributing factor, we can take simple, daily steps to help manage it. That's where a habit like consuming turmeric with black pepper comes in. The curcumin acts as a systemic calmer. It works throughout the body to help dial down that constant, low-level inflammatory hum. It doesn't target one specific joint or organ. It helps to modulate the overall inflammatory response, bringing the system back towards a state of balance, or what scientists call homeostasis. When you consistently get bioavailable curcumin into your system, you are providing your body with a daily tool to help quench those small fires. Over time, the tangible benefits you might notice are subtle at first and then more pronounced. You might find that your joints feel a little less stiff in the morning. Perhaps you feel a bit more mental clarity. It's about supporting your body's own incredible ability to maintain balance and health. This simple spice combination isn't a magic pill. It's one part of a larger strategy that includes a balanced diet, regular movement, and good sleep. But it is an incredibly easy, low-cost, and effective part of that strategy that is accessible to nearly everyone. It's a small hinge that can swing a very big door towards better health and vitality. Now, as with any change to your health routine, it's essential to be smart and safe. While this combination is wonderfully beneficial for most people, there are a few important considerations to keep in mind, especially for our audience. First, let's talk about amounts. For culinary use, as we've discussed, about a teaspoon of turmeric powder per day is generally considered very safe. This is different from taking high-dose curcumin supplements, which are highly concentrated extracts. If you are considering supplements, that is a conversation you absolutely must have with your doctor first, as the dosages and effects are much more potent. There are a few groups who should be particularly cautious. Both turmeric and black pepper can have a mild blood-thinning effect. If you are taking prescription blood thinners like warfarin or even a daily aspirin regimen, it is very important to speak with your doctor before making this a regular habit. They need to be aware of all factors that could affect your clotting time. It doesn't necessarily mean you can't have it, but it does mean your doctor should be in the loop. Secondly, turmeric can increase the production of bile. For most people, this is a good thing and aids in digestion. However, if you have a history of gallstones or a bile duct obstruction, increasing bile flow could potentially cause a problem. Again, a quick message or call to your healthcare provider is the safest course of action. Finally, because of its effect on blood clotting, it's generally recommended to stop taking turmeric in any significant amount about 2 weeks before a scheduled surgery. This is a standard precaution for many supplements and even some foods. Please hear me on this. These cautions are not meant to frighten you. They are here to empower you to use this natural tool safely and effectively. The responsible approach is to see this information as part of a collaborative relationship you have with your healthcare team. A simple note saying, "I'm planning to start adding turmeric and black pepper to my food daily for its anti-inflammatory properties. Any concerns with my current health or medications?" is a sign of a proactive and engaged patient. For the vast majority of us, incorporating this golden spice duo into our daily meals is a simple, safe, and profoundly beneficial habit. It's a perfect example of how small, intentional choices, rooted in science, can have a meaningful impact on how we feel every single day. Taking control of your health doesn't always have to mean grand, sweeping changes. Sometimes it's found in the small, quiet wisdom of a simple kitchen spice, unlocked by its humble neighbor. You now understand the science behind why turmeric on its own isn't enough, and you have the practical knowledge to fix it. You have the power to turn your next meal into an act of self-care, a way of supporting your body from the inside out. This isn't about chasing a miracle cure. It's about the steady, consistent practice of giving your body what it needs to thrive. Be patient with yourself and with the process. The benefits of calming inflammation are built over weeks and months, not hours and days. Celebrate the small decision you make today to try this. I'd love to hear from you. In the comments below, please share one way you might try incorporating turmeric and black pepper this week. Will it be in your morning eggs, a lunchtime soup, or perhaps a warm evening drink? Reading your ideas inspires everyone in this community. And if you found this guidance to be clear and helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. When you do, you not only help yourself stay informed, you help others just like you find this calm, credible source of health information. Thank you so much for your time and attention today. Be well.